Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all my beloved brothers, sisters, and friends. First and foremost, I would like to thank the organizing committee for inviting me to share some knowledge and experiences with regards to the contemporary education that is needed by our people locally, regionally, and globally, regardless of race, color, and religion. So I think I would like to thank the chairman of Shaheen Group of Institution, Dr. Abdul Qadir, for inviting me. Yesterday I was in Bangalore officiating one of our affiliate school that has been in the market for the past 7 years using the integrated holistic education system. So Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful today. Inshallah, I've been given around 30 minutes, inshallah, to share. And of course, I need some input and contribution from all of you with regards to the contemporary education that is needed by our people right now in India and also throughout the world. Alhamdulillah. So I just want to share a few things with regards to the contemporary needs in our education system right now. Yeah. So as you know, everybody has been talking about Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution 1.0, I think we still remember the steam engine. 2.0, talking about electricity. 3.0, which is the computer world. But now it's 4.0, talking about digital society, robotics, artificial intelligence, and so on. And for your information, 5.0 is on the way. And 6.0, I think not far from our time right now. Yeah. So if you look into the history of education based on the conventional system that we have been implementing throughout the world, in US, in UK, in the Middle East, in Asia, in South Asia, under the banner of SIMIO, Southeast Asia of Ministry of Education Organization, we are talking about cognitive psychology, referring to people like Piaget, Bloom taxonomy, and so on. We are talking about behavioral psychology, Ivan Pavlov, Skinner. Then we have the humanistic psychology, people like Ivan Pavlov, Maslow, and so on. So all the way we are talking about teacher-centered, student-centered. But from our research, not in Malaysia alone, what I want to share with you is not the model from Malaysia. I'm taking the best practices from all over the world. It is from US, from UK. In fact, we have some model in England where we have been implementing the system. Yeah. So I think we got to move. We got to move from teacher-centered, student-centered. We are not against that education model, but we want to go a bit further. From teacher-centered, student-centered, we want to focus and target to heart-centered, because the heart of education is the education of the heart. I believe when we talk about education, all religion, Muslims, Christian, Buddhists, Hindus, Sikhism, and so on, we believe that the heart plays a very important role in the development of human being. So, of course, our beloved Prophet mentioned in very authentic hadith, he said, within you there is a piece of flesh. If it is good, the entire body will be good. If it is bad, the entire body will be bad. And truly that is the heart. And after heart-centered, we want to go a bit further, because we are talking about values, education. We want to produce not only academic excellence, children who are excel in their academic excellence. Maybe they are engineers, doctors, lawyers, chartered accountant, and so on. But we have to focus the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit, and physical body, but targeting the heart. Targeting the heart. Yeah? So, from teacher-centered, student-centered, we go focusing on heart-centered, and finally, I believe, we have to go further, in-depth, what we call the God-centered. We have to go back to God. I believe all religion believe in God with their own meaning and interpretation, because universally, I think God is what we always understand as the creator and the sustainer of the universe. So this is the system that I'm embarking on from the day the child was born, from nursery at the age of 2 months. Then you have your play school, you have your preschool, primary school, secondary school, then tertiary level education. Yeah? So the concept of education starts from cradle to grave. I think this is a very important element. So Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful through collective effort locally and globally. We have an education council, expert from US, from UK, from South Asia. I also used to work with CMIO in Singapore, in Brunei, in India, and then from the Middle Eastern countries, in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, and so on. Yeah? So what I want to share with you with this integrated holistic education system, so what need to be integrated? So we need to have a proper framework where we integrate the curriculum, the human development, and the media, the technology, with the framework of universal principle that can be implemented in all type of school, regardless of race, color, and religion, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah? So I think this is, I try to use as simple as I can to convey the message of the integrated holistic education system. So integrated is integrating the curriculum, the human development, where we have the 23 potential. The curriculum, you can implement 1 curriculum, 2 curriculum, but within the system, we have 5 curriculum. The core curriculum, where we are talking about values. Brother Dr. The chairperson just now talking about memorization of the Quran, Quranic generation development program. It can be in an Islamic school, it can be a Hindu school. You are talking about Bhagavad Gita, you are talking about Buddhism, you are talking about Bible. It's okay, because this is the system of belief that you want to embark on. Yeah? So the curriculum can be the core curriculum, then the core curriculum, which is outside the classroom. You have swimming, archery, horse riding, martial arts. Then you have extra curriculum, where you have a subject called social studies, where we want to develop and enhance the human being, their relationship with the creator and the sustainer of the universe, that is God, with other human being, regardless of race, color, and religion. And the third one is the relationship with the entire universe. This is important. Yeah? Then you have the national curriculum. You don't neglect the need of our beloved country, India, for example. Yeah? We have to contribute to the development of our country, for example, in whatever you can. Then you must understand also the history of your country, so that you can contribute back when you are successful in your life. Then the fifth one is what I always say, the international curriculum. You can take CIE, Cambridge International Exam, Oxford, London University, EDEXCEL, IB, International Baccalaureate, and so on. Yeah. So I think this is very important. Then the media, the technology. As you know, right now, this is our biggest challenge in digital society right now. Yeah? Even, as you know, we have a robot by the name of Sophia. Do you remember this? He got married to a man. What has happened to human being right now? So we are no more talking about human resource management, we are talking about human-robot resource management. Amazon.com, they have hired 100,000 robots in their hardware, in the shops, in the what should I say, in the factory, yeah, putting all the books and managed by robots. Yeah? So this is against what kind of education? And then you have your iPhone. What you don't have in your iPhone? Everything you have, you get access to everything. So sometimes with those values, it can be a challenge to what we want to develop the character and what we call the akhlaq. Yeah? So character building is very, very important. So talking about integrated holistic education system, we want to produce at least 5 outcomes. The first one is immersion of knowledge, which is very, very important. So knowledge not just for academic excellence, but knowledge that can develop the second outcome, which is the character building. How to learn mathematics? Make yourself close to God. Because mathematics is talking about logical thinking, systematic thinking, decision making, and problem solving. It is not a subject matter that can be separated in your life. Even when I've done my research in Holland, they have a subject called realistic mathematics. How to apply mathematics in your real life. It happened in Netherlands. You just imagine, Holland, you don't have production of oil. But the largest company in oil industry is Shell from Holland. Yeah? So what kind of education that they produce within their people? So we need to get the strength so that we can bring. I thought it's half an hour. It's only maybe 10 minutes. Yeah? I have a lot more to say. Then the third one, which is very important, skill and competency enhancement. So after character building is skill and competency enhancement. Then academic achievement, and finally is application in life. Because like what Huxley has said in his research, the grand end of life is not knowledge, but knowledge with action, which is very, very important. The same thing in Islam, even in other religion. In Islam, our beloved Prophet said, within you, there is an entity called faith, which is iman. And the Sahaba asked, what is the meaning of iman? He said, Laisal imanu bitamanni, wala bitakhalli, walakin huwa ma waqara fil qab, wasaddaqahul amal. Our beloved Prophet said, iman is not a dream. Faith is not a dream. But faith is what you believe and immerse in your heart, and finally you put it into action. At the end of the day, it's not how much you know, it's how much you can actualize in your real life. Because many people can motivate, but not many people can activate. And many people visualize, but they do not know how to actualize. So this is a very important element. Finally, ultimately, we need to develop self-regulated learner who has a very close relationship with the creator and the sustainer of the universe, good character that can contribute to the development of humanity with love and care, which has been neglected. Because they don't talk about the heart anymore. They talk about intellectual, emotional, spiritual, physical. The heart is the heart. The heart is not emotion. One of the characteristics of the heart is emotional. Yes, I agree with that. And now even people talking about conscious mind, subconscious mind, superconscious mind, they don't talk about the heart. Where the heart is very, very important in human life. Physically, you might be fit, but if your heart is sick, the entire body will be sick. So we want to nurture and produce world leaders, the leaders of India, the ministers, who can understand love and care, happiness, mutual respect, humanity, and develop and enhance the entire human being, regardless of race, color, and religion. So I think this is very, very important. So we are not just talking about the curriculum, the pedagogy. You talk about the pedagogy, it is the pedagogy of the heart, pedagogy of love and care. Without love and care, education cannot be improved, cannot be implemented in our life. It can be formal education in the institution, as I mentioned, from nursery to university. It can be informal education, which is outside the class. It can be also non-formal education, where education for life. So I think, again, I would like to share, of course, this is a 35-year research, which I cannot explain within 10 or 20 minutes. So anybody who are interested, I want to share this system so that you can implement in any organization, in any institution that you want to implement. Yeah? That you implement, and then I'm using the concept of endowment, or in Islam you call it wakaf. So even Shaheen group of organization or institution, if you want to embark on the system, I'm willing to handing over the endowment and wakaf to all of you. So I think I've given only up to 11:30, so I will stop here. So this is just an introduction. A lot more that I want to share. This is maybe 0.1% that I want to deliver today. Okay, thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. Aqulu qawli hadza wa astaghfirullahal azim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.